Come on, amigo. You have been at this for 12 years. Why are you doing it?
Because God's children are not for sale.
Good evening, and thank you so much for tuning in to Good News on Entertainment. I'm Carly Boyette. Tonight, we are highlighting an excellent film set to release in theaters on July 4th called Sound of Freedom. But before we get started, I want to let you know that if you have little ones nearby, you may want to record this and watch it later. We're going to be talking about some things that will be hard to hear. But I promise you will not want to miss this show or the movie. The film Sound of Freedom is based on a true story that gives us an inside look at the world of child trafficking and a CIA agent who has made it his mission to help shut it down and save these children. The goal of this film is not just to make a great movie, but inspire a movement. Just a few weeks ago, I got a chance to sit down with that CIA agent who this film is based on, as well as the producer of the film, who also stars in this movie too. They were both at this year's NRB convention to help promote the film. Before we get to that conversation, though, as well as a conversation with Jim Caviezel a little later, let's take a look at Sound of Freedom.
It is the fastest growing international crime network that the world has ever seen. It has already passed the illegal arms trade, and soon it's going to pass the drug trade. Because you can sell a bag of cocaine one time to a child 5 to 10 times a day. God's children are not for sale.
How long you been doing this?
12 years now.
How many pedophiles you caught?
288.
How many kids you found?
Timoteo, tú rescatas niños, ¿verdad? ¿Puedes ayudarme a encontrar a mi hermana?
Te lo prometo.
For Homeland Security, you know we can't go off rescuing Honduran kids in Colombia.
Which means she'll disappear for good. Imagine walking into her room right now, seeing an empty bed. What we do?
You quit your job, and you go and rescue those kids.
So at this moment, she could be a block down the road, or she could be in Moscow, Bangkok, LA. She's a major operator.
It's all rebel territory. No one goes in. Not the army, not the police, not us.
What if this was your daughter?
There's no Marine unit coming.
You're on your own. This job tears you to pieces. And this is my one chance to put those pieces back together.
When God tells you what to do, you cannot hesitate.
Well, Tim and Eduardo, it's so nice to get some time to talk with you today. I know how busy you guys are, but this is a tough subject to talk about, but it's something that I think is so needed. As a mom myself, I think I feel guilty about kind of maybe burying my head in the sand sometimes and saying, well, it's not happening in my home. It can't be happening in my neighborhood. But it's movies like this that I think are really going to open people's eyes to see what's really going on. Tim, let's start with you because this movie obviously based on your story. How is it? It's been several years in the making. How are you feeling kind of before the big opening of this? You know, where's your headspace now? What's your hope for this?
Well, I'll be honest. I never felt good about any of the options as they came and went over the many years that the film was done. It was always God's timing. We always talked about this. It was always going to be the right partner who was going to take this and make it not just a movie, but a movement. Mm-hmm. That's what I wanted, because most of Hollywood doesn't care about a movement. They don't care about, they don't care about a call to action, or they just want entertainment. Well, Angel Studios comes along, and I think the deal was made so fast.
In 1 week.
In 1 week, only because it was so right. And it really was providential. We all felt it. And Angel Studios has the opportunity, they have the tools, they have the creativity to make it what it is. Like, you know, how do you get 120 million eyes watching The Chosen? which, by the way, is the only movie or TV show my family watches. So finally my kids think I'm cool. You can't watch The Chosen right now without seeing a trailer of Sound of Freedom. So I just feel like it's always been planned this way, divinely designed, and here we are just on the ride that God has built.
And I love that. And The Chosen did that for me, is I think it entertainment in 2023 and what we can do with media and movies and films, it can be used as a tool to get to that bigger picture. So I guess let's break this down, because again, it's huge. And COVID, you talk about timing, human trafficking, and especially for kids, you guys were telling me before we got started, is just through the roof now post-COVID. Why is that?
You know, we made some decisions, our government made decisions, horrible decisions. You know, and the last group to always be considered are children, because they can't protest, they can't riot, they can't parade in the streets, they're quiet. And so they're always the ones that are left behind. And the COVID policies did that. Shutting down the economy, shut down the social safety nets that keep kids safe, after school programs, school itself. Because what they didn't realize is, you know, everyone put your kids in a corner, give them an iPhone, and go figure out how to get your toilet paper or whatever. Well, the kids were sitting ducks. They were vulnerable, and traffickers, predators look for vulnerabilities, whether it's during a war or after an earthquake or after you put all your kids in the corner with a device that those predators know exactly how to utilize to access your kids.
For hours.
For hours at a time, every day. We literally saw chatter, law enforcement reported to us, they're saying it's harvest time. The kids are sitting ducks. And we saw an increase by the millions. There's millions of additional reports to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in those months of the lockdown than millions more than had been reported the year before at the same time. And we don't even know the consequences yet, because these kids are still being abused. And we won't know until later, or maybe never know, because maybe they'll never get rescued. So yeah, these are consequences that happen when you don't put kids first. And we hope this film will change that.
So Eduardo, how do you make a film? Because this is such a tough subject. And again, as a mom, I don't know if I'm like, yeah, I want to go see a movie like this that's going to, I mean, it's going to stir hearts. It's going to be tough to watch. So how do you get the message across, but not go overboard with showing what's being done as well? I mean, how can you prepare people as they go to see this?
Well, you know, everything started just like what you said right now, that you sometimes feel guilty of not doing enough, right? When I met Tim Ballard 8 years ago, and when he shared with me what he has done with his team, flying around the world, traveling around the world undercover with other ex-Navy SEALs, ex-CIA agents, you know, ex-military, undercover to rescue children that are kidnapped for sex exploitation, and he explained to me with details what happened to these kids, you know. Those kids are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, being raped 10 to 15 times a day for many years, and then after that, they use them for the second business, which is the black market of organs traffic. They open them and sell their organs. Of course, I was in shock. I was depressed. I was like, what? But then he said, yes, it's very sad, what I'm telling you. But now that you know, it's more sad. Now that you know, if you don't do something about it. And I asked myself, what can I do? I don't want to feel guilty of not doing anything, you know, looking the other way around. Evil triumphs when good people remain silent or do nothing. I don't want to be part of the problem. I want to be part of the solution. So, you know, I said I have a weapon of mass instruction and inspiration, film. I'm a producer. I made a promise to God many years ago that I will never use my talents again to do anything that will offend my faith, my family, or my Latino culture, because art has the power to change the world, for good or for bad. Depends how you use it. When I started my career, I was not using it with responsibility until one day, when I was 28, I met this wonderful lady, my English teacher, who challenged me and asked me that question: are you part of the problem or part of the solution? Media influence how people think, and she opened my eyes, and that's when I commit to only make movies that are designed to make this world a better world. So when I'm always looking for projects. This project found us when I met Tim Ballard, and of course I said, you know what, I will put pause in everything that I'm doing, so I can dedicate my life to end child trafficking. Let's make a movie that it can be used as a piece to build a movement because this is a global problem. So number one challenge, going back to your question, how can we make a movie about this topic that is entertaining, that is poetry, that is all the children in the movie, they never knew what this film was about. So we talked to the parents and we told them, listen, we're going to use your kids for certain scenes, but we're going to tell them a different story. For example, there is one scene when one of the kids, I mean, Miguelito is how old? Like 7 maybe, 7 years old. And when he's been rescued, Gene Caviezel, who plays Tim Ballard, so he asked him, you know, what is your name? In Spanish, ¿cuál es tu nombre? And he said, Osito Teddy. He said, no, tu nombre de verdad, your real name. And he needs to cry right there, right? So we're thinking like, how are we going to do this scene? So we talk, Alejandro, the director, which is a genius. The best part is he doesn't know it, so we keep him humble. Anyway, so Alejandro talked to the father. I said, okay, well, I need your son to pull it here. It's a very important scene. Of course, I cannot tell him what happened to him before, right? So is there anything that he knows that, that you know that can bring him emotions? Yeah. And he said, well, you know what? My father, his grandfather, was his hero, and he just passed away recently. Let me talk to him. So the camera was right there. Yeah. He is in position, you know, and then the father started telling him, you know, in Spanish, tu abuelito está muy orgulloso de ti. Your grandpa is very proud of you. He's watching you from heaven, and you're a big star. And he starts crying. And then right there, what is your name? Osito Teddy. Your real name, Miguel Aguilar. We have it. We got it cut. First take. Done. So every little scene that when we use kids, when we were using children for the movie, it was like that. They never knew what this film was about because we need to protect their innocence. You know, if your daughter is 5 years old and she comes to you, Mom, what is the F word? Don't say it. It's a bad word. You can explain easy, right? You know, you're a princess. You don't talk like that. Elevate, you know. But imagine if she comes, Mom, what is child pornography? How do you start, right? So same thing. You need to respect the mind, the innocence, the purity of each children. Treating every child as your son, you like to be treated. So that's why it was very difficult. How can we tell a movie like this, respecting the innocence, the integrity of the children, their parents, and the audience as well, right? And the movie is so clean.
But
pure,
still punches you in the stomach.
Yeah.
Big time.
Well, because you want movement. We want people. Yeah.
It was a genius. It was a work of genius. It was the perfect balance. I've never seen anyone pull it off like that, and they did it.
And that's why Tim told me, Eduardo, the reason why we work with you guys is because we have seen your movies in the past. And we didn't want to work with any producer that will use this movie as an excuse to now make scenes that are very, you know, like how most of Hollywood movies, they don't care about the children, they don't care about anything. They, in the name of art, they break every rule and they bring the problem back on set, right? And we say, no, we have to make sure that every child on set is treated the same way how I would like my children to be treated if they're in a movie like this.
Well, we're going to be praying that this has a huge impact opening weekend and then well beyond that as well.
We have one goal, 2 million tickets in pre-sale. 4th of July, let's free the children. Visit the app Angel Studios, buy tickets, and be part of the movement. Be a freedom ambassador and help us to save children.
Did you know there were over 22 million new images of child pornography on the web this past year? That's a 5,000% increase over the past 5 years. 5,000%. The fact is, it is the fastest growing international crime network that the world has ever seen.
I agreed to it because we were working with the U.S. government.
Back out now, this whole thing will blow. It has already passed the illegal arms trade, and soon it's gonna pass the drug trade. And you wanna know why? Because you can sell a bag of cocaine one time. But a child, the most precious child, you can sell a 5-year-old kid 5 to 10 times a day for 10 years straight. And everyday ordinary people, they don't want to hear it. It's too ugly for polite conversation. But meanwhile, over 2 million children a year are being sucked into the deepest recesses of hell. Trust me, man. If we do nothing, their pain is gonna spread and spread. Till someday it's gonna reach the likes of you. And that will be a nightmare you're never gonna wake up from.
Sorry.
Man, I applaud both of these men who are working so hard to bring light to this issue. And as passionate as they are about bringing freedom to these young victims, Jim Caviezel, who plays Tim Ballard, brings just as much passion and fire to this cause as well. You may remember Caviezel also starred in Passion of the Christ. In fact, he says this is the most important movie he has done since that film. So let's hear more from him on why he wants us all, especially Christians, to join the fight.
Now pull up on the reins here, son. We're going to hand this case to the prosecution, and we're going to let the Colombians mop up Colombia.
Which means she'll disappear, sir, for good.
We're Homeland Security. You know we can't go off rescuing Honduran kids in Colombia. Look, the boy is back with his father. That's a career capper. Take it and move on.
I can't. I don't think you understand what I'm asking you. See, this job tears you to pieces. And this is my one chance to put those pieces back together.
I suppose I could tell DC that you're going down there to give a training seminar. Funded at a discretionary. Keep it under 10 grand.
Tim has a shirt and it just came out. I'm kind of jealous because I got to get one of these. Tim, will you show it to the folks?
We're going to make these available. They're awesome. For July 4th, Angel Studios, God's Children Are for Sale. Perfect. I love it.
God's children are not for sale, and neither are Tim's biceps. Now, and on film, they got bigger, but they're not as big as Tim's. But I really tried.
You did pretty good. You did pretty good. Hey, let's talk about this. And here, I'm your target audience, guys. I'm a mom. I have 3 young kids, 10, 9, and 3. Okay. And I just feel like this was a hard one to say, okay, yeah, I really want to go and see this and watch this because it's so tough. And I knew that when I saw it, it was going to spark something in me to want to fight with you guys. So how do we get people, and it sounds like it's happening. Theaters are already selling out. But what do you say, Jim, let's start with you, about getting people to the theaters and talk about this issue when I think so many of us bury our heads in the sand about it.
Okay, so, and this is that moment where you look at your country and you look at how you saw this country, and now this devolution is occurring. Everything is unwinding, falling out, and you're going, I don't even know my country anymore. What are we? Why are our children for sale? What's going on over the board? And so people are feeling like, I want to put my head in the sand. Now, I tell you, Christians especially, that someone told me this a long time ago, that you weren't made to fit in. You were born to stand out. When you look at the Word of God and you see all of these great men, like, say, John the Baptist. Didn't John the Baptist get his head chopped off? You say, oh, yeah, well, that's fine for him. I'm called to the time of plenty. I want to live in the gospel of prosperity. Well, we might be pruned back a bit. So now, what does this film do? Do you ever see the movie It's a Wonderful Life? Weren't you moved when you watched that? Do you remember that part when Jimmy Stewart's sitting there? Now he's going to take his life. This is during Christmas time. We cry when we watch it. He says, hey, he says, God, if you're out there, please help me. Right now, a lot of us are asking that question. So what do? Well, we go to Sound of Freedom. Why? Because it weaponizes you. Oh, I don't like weapons. Oh, yes, you do. God's word is a weapon. That fire gets in your heart. You're not afraid anymore, are you? And that's what this film has the power to do. It can weaponize you. It can weaponize agents. Say, I'm going to start speaking the truth now. I'm going to tell them all of these things I'm not supposed to talk about. And I'm going to, and all of the 3-letter agencies, the ones that, because there's good and there's evil in all of them. There's good and evil in every country right now. But the good, what does Reagan say? Evil is powerless if the good are unafraid. And that's what the film does. When you walk out of this theater, it's going to light you up. It's going to say, I'm going to do something. This is my Concord Bridge. I will not, as scared as I am, I will stand and I will take a bullet. I will do anything to protect my own children, because God's children are no longer for sale.
So what are those action steps? Because it does, when you watch this, you go, okay, no longer, we've got to do something. What are the action steps that someone can do today, other than actually when they actually go see the movie? What next?
Well, when you see this movie, first of all, it's a weapon because it's going to alert you how it works, where the warning signs are. So let's say it's 4th of July. And you're out and you go, well, I don't want to go see a film like Sound of Freedom. See, we're not the ones that are committing the crimes here. We're the ones that are trying to stop it. We're the ones that are trying to save the children, okay? That's what Tim does. I represent that. So what happens is all of a sudden this light starts getting on you. And you see a shirt like Tim Ballard's and say that God's children, well, I'm going to start wearing that. I'm going to buy a ticket. All of a sudden, more and more people start hearing about it and start going there. And this light starts happening. And then all of a sudden, this movement starts to grow. And the media, they can't ignore it anymore. It's too big. And so then what happens is it starts happening from us, not the government. Us, because God is in our heart. It's not in the government. They work for us. We are the government. We are the people. And it starts to happen in the Republic. And we have inalienable rights, just like our children. So this film has all those things in it. And so I don't know how it's going to affect a doctor, but he's got a gift. I don't know how it's going to affect you, a mom, but you've got a gift. And I have my gift. Tim had a gift. Tim gave me the gift. I took my ability and said, here you are on screen. I'm just not afraid anymore. And that's why they're scared of people like me, because my faith, you can't take away my Jesus. You could not take away the Jesus I knew in the Passion of the Christ. Hollywood, no, don't make this movie. No, you listen to me. He's been around for 5,000 years from Judeo-Christianity. He was good then, he's good now. And if they attack me, they're attacking really him. So it's him really that they're upset with, but I love him. I will give my life for him because I love him and he deserves to be loved. He's like my precious child. See, I love Jesus older. I love baby Jesus, but you're not going to hurt my baby Jesus.
So Tim, I mean, I'd imagine we need more people like Jim that are passionate, that are going to join this team. And I think I mentioned, there's a few out there, the Tim Tebows that I think that are being vocal about this. I mean, is that the goal, just to get more people and more people knowing about it as well?
Yeah, knowing about it. And of course, like you said, if we can get people as passionate as Jim. I mean, Jim, being in the film, saw everything, learned what it was, had to research what it was, and it sparked something in him. Now he went through a tough phase too. It's when you learn about it, it's a punch to the stomach. But then once you get the solution and the facts and the way forward, then you become impassioned and infused, I think, with the Spirit of God even, and off you go. So we want 2 million people to be in the seats in theaters across the country the first week of July 4th, the July 4th week, representing the 2 million children who are currently forced into commercial sex. And we think that if people do that, then they do come out and say, okay, what can I do? What can I do? And they have the answer before I do, because they know their skills, they know their availability, and that's how you make a movement. That's how you end this. Right now, I say this in the United States. Last I checked, it was about 5 drug agents to every one, anti-trafficking, child trafficking agent. That's simply because the priority is not where it needs to be. How do you change priorities in a republic? Well, you get loud, and you change hearts, and people rise up. So that's what we hope this will do.
Well, Jim, it's very clear that you have, taken the stand. We're so appreciative that you've taken this on. I don't know how you do this between Passion of the Christ and this role. I don't know if they get any more challenging than what you've taken on. But we appreciate your storytelling, and it's a huge tool, I think, in this current climate that we can use to not just watch a movie, but to create a movement. So thank you both so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and I'll look forward to seeing what God does.
Thank you.
When God tells you what to do, you cannot hesitate.
Again, I really want to thank you for watching tonight. I know this is a difficult issue to hear about. Hopefully you will tell your friends and family about this movie and help them reach their goal of 2 million people in theaters to represent the 2 million children who are trafficked around the world. You can go to soundoffreedommovie.com for info or to find a theater near you. And if it's not playing near you, you can also call that theater and request it. It works. Again, thanks for watching tonight. And I look forward to seeing you next week right here on your Christian Television Network.
An estimated 2 million children are trafficked every year, and we can help them. Sound of Freedom is based on a true story about real-life heroes saving kids from the dark world of child trafficking. We know this is heartbreaking and it hurts to look at. But the first step in helping these children is hearing their story. Not enough people know this problem exists, and even fewer people are willing to do anything about it. Our goal is to inspire 2 million people to attend the film's opening weekend, to represent the 2 million trafficked children around the world. To spread the word, Angel Studios set up a Pay It Forward program where you can pay for someone else's ticket who might not otherwise see it. If the ticket price is stopping you from attending, claim your free ticket at angel.com/freedom. Sound of Freedom opens the week of July 4th. Every parent, every adult, and every teenager in America should be there to see it. If millions of us come together today to see this film, we could propel the movement to help save millions of children around the world. And you can send the message that God's children are no longer for sale.